Chapter 1043 begins in the aftermath of the CP0 agent's interference. Kaido, his face full of pain and regret, brings his kanabo down, shattering the ground around Luffy as he is crushed beneath the weight of the attack. Black lightning crackles around them as rocks go flying. Luffy coughs up blood as Kaido's grip tightens and the agent looks down, his eyes cast in shadow. A large crater has formed with Luffy at the epicenter. Kaido looks on in sadness as Luffy's strength leaves his body in a plume of smoke, sending his body flying into the air once again. Down below, Momonosuke says he can't hear Luffy's voice anymore. Luffy's body crashes down into the ground, leaving only Kaido and the CP0 agent standing. Kaido is officially declared the victor in a dialogue box. He stares the agent down, acknowledging that the agent knows what will happen next. The agent says nothing and makes no move as Kaido raises his kanabo once again. Black lightning flashes around the skull dome and smoke is seen emitting from the roof, although the attack is never shown. The force of the attack causes more rubble to fall below, nearly crushing a group of fighters. The CP0 agent that issued the order silently looks on from a window, knowing their comrade has been on the receiving end of Kaido's anger. Kawamatsu watches as the rubble falls, and one of the samurai warns the ceiling will collapse. Kawamatsu says that thousands of their men are still trapped within the burning castle. He can only look on and pray that everyone is able to escape the blaze safely, as there is no way to quench the flames. His group is suddenly attacked from above. It's Kaido descending upon them in his dragon form. He demands to speak to Momonosuke and declares that Luffy is dead. He wants Momonosuke to surrender. Kaido's men begin celebrating as the alliance members take in the news of Luffy's defeat. Latu states that he can't hear Luffy's voice, confirming what Momonosuke had said earlier. He and Kid are still exhausted from their fight against Big Mom. Chopper wails at the loss of his captain. Nami storms back onto the battlefield, saying they can't let Kaido get away with lying. She refuses to believe Luffy is gone. She calls him a liar, which draws the Emperor's attention. Kaido declares that Onigashima will land on the flower capital as planned and that he won't be a pushover as Orochi was. Wano is just a factory to him, and regardless of age or gender, everyone is a slave. Everyone who chose to fight against him will work until they die. They are replaceable. Challenging him brings consequences, so they shouldn't be shocked that there will be punishment for defying him. He once again demands to see Momonosuke, his assault continuing until then. With the announcement of Luffy's defeat, the Animal Kingdom pirates feel powerful once again and charge toward Kid and Law. Just before the group reaches them, their crews jump in front to protect them, as they are still not fit to fight even the lowest ranks of the Animal Kingdom pirates. Elsewhere on the island, Carrot and Cat Viper hear the commotion and rush back toward the chaos. In the castle basement, a group of samurai is frantically looking for an escape as the building burns around them. Back outside, Kid and Law are able to stand, with Kid telling the latter that he intends on fighting. He launches another attack toward her, but Marco blocks it and encourages his comrades to not give up. Back below the island, Momonosuke is terrified to face Kaido, someone who defeated Luffy. Yamato insists that Momonosuke has to fight until he dies. It's what a samurai does. If they don't face Kaido, nobody else will. He points out that Kaido is just as exhausted and wounded as everyone else. Momo counters that continuing to fight will only cause more death, and he doesn't see any other option than to surrender. Yamato spits back that he won't let that happen. Surrendering won't save any lives because Kaido will continue to work the people of Wano until they no longer breathe. The nobles of the country allowed Orochi to get away with too much, and not fighting now would mean the 20 years of suffering would be for nothing. Lord and Samurai lock eyes as the fighting continues above them. Back on the roof, Luffy's body lies motionless, his eyes black. Suddenly, Tsunesh's voice rings out, saying it can hear something that reminds them. Momonosuke is confused and asks for clarification, to which the elephant explains that for the first time in 800 years, the drums of liberation beat. He is there. When Momo asks who is there, Tsunesha replies, Joyboy has returned. The final panel cuts back to Luffy, a huge grin now spread across his face. As chapter 1044 begins, Luffy is shocked that he's still alive, questioning how it's possible. He knows he should have lost the fight, but he feels invigorated. Down below, Momonosuke is rattled at Tsunesh's reveal that Luffy is indeed Joyboy. Yamato is equally as shocked as Momo reiterates this out loud. In the pleasure hall, Sanji awakens with a jolt, having been tended to by the woman he helped during his fight with Queen. Despite not being on the roof and being unconscious the whole time, he feels the change in his captain. This feeling spreads to the others around the island. On the live floor, Kid, Law, Marco and Hyogoro also feel Luffy's change. Marco takes this chance to reassure a sobbing Nami and Tama that Luffy is alive. In Sacred Marihoa, the 5 elders are still conversing with each other about the devil fruit that was stolen. One member questions what the point was, having just sacrificed one of their elite agents and enraging Kaido. Another says that it's important they try to eliminate dangerous variables. One member goes on to reveal that the world government has never been able to get its hands on the Gomu Gomu no Mi, even after trying for 800 years. The members then begin discussing how zone fruits have their own wool, particularly the one that bears the Gomu Gomu no Mi moniker. At this point, it's revealed that what was dubbed the Gomu Gomu no Mi is in actuality the Hito Hito no Mi, human fruit in English model, Nika. This particular devil fruit grants the user a rubber body, with the only limitation being their imagination, explaining how Luffy was able to change the trajectory of his punches in his fight with Kaido. Those who eat the Nika devil fruit are able to embody the god upon achieving their devil fruit awakening, further strengthening their bodies and allowing more creativity in battle. As the elders talk among themselves about the Hito Hito no Mi and its ridiculous power, Luffy jumps into the air and strikes a pose similar to that of Nika shown in an earlier chapter. In the treasure repository, Orochi pleads for Hiyori to remove the seastone nails, insisting he always admired and believed in her father Odin. Kaido was only using him to gain control of Wano. Hiyori doesn't fall for his desperate lies, still strumming away on her shamisen. She points out that her father kept his promise to Kaido and Orochi to dance for 5 years, never even telling his family of the deal he had made. Even while his body burned in hot oil for an hour, he believed that Orochi would keep his promises. She thinks back to a time when she asked Odin if he was fine with how the people of his country talked about him. He assured her it was fine because he had his family and those who believed in him. Orochi again begins spouting lies about how he always said Odin was a great samurai. In a fit of anger, Hiyori throws her mask to the floor, revealing her tear-stained face, and orders Orochi to be silent. She declares that she is Kazuki Hiyori, who never shamed her father's name even when she was starving, and that Orochi was never a shogun. Back outside, Luffy feels completely refreshed and like anything is possible, noting that his heartbeat sounds different. He can do everything he wants and is at his pinnacle, declaring it his Gear 5. Black lightning crackles from the roof of the Skull Dome as the Animal Kingdom pirates are knocked out by Luffy's haki. Kaido calls out to them, wondering what it is that's on the roof. Suddenly, the ceiling collapses and a giant hand reaches down, grabbing Kaido and shocking everyone watching. Luffy pulls Kaido up through the roof and swings him through the air. He spins the dragon around in a circle, slams him on the ground repeatedly and smashes Kaido's head into the ground, laughing all the while. In a single panel, Luffy's face is partially shown, revealing his once black hair is now lighter and resembles fire. Despite the beating, Kaido is relieved that he gets to face Luffy fairly, declaring that he's thankful he's still alive. He fires a blast breath at him, but Luffy stops his laughing fit long enough to pull up a piece of the ground and sends it flying back toward Kaido. He starts laughing hysterically again as Kaido apologizes for the CP0 member interfering, but Luffy tells him not to worry about it, his face finally revealed completely. His dark irises are now lighter and his eyebrows have a curl to them. Thank you for watching, people. On my next video I will explain how Luffy defeats the Emperor. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and also stay tuned for more daily videos.